The situation in Bangladesh today is very volatile. We would not have expected that the situation would deteriorate like this so quickly, because if you talk about the quota reform movement, then the students and Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, they were on the same page. They had agreed among each other. In fact, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina was supporting the students. She abolished the quota in 2018, and in 2024, in June, when the quota was restored by the High Court, then she went to Supreme Court in appeal, and the students groups also joined her in the appeal. So actually they were on the same page. It is only after 15th July when the situation became a little worse, where we had, there was some violence on the street. Then, there was a press conference and so on, wrong words were used, all that was there. But when the violence started, then the other political parties got into the act. You had the Chhatra League of the Awami League, their students' wing. You had the students' wing of the Jamaat-e-Islami, the Shibir there, and you had the BNP students' wing. They all came on the streets, and I think the quota reform movement after 21st July took a back seat. It was overtaken by political forces, and the political forces were clashing. And in fact, at one point, the students even said that we will have a moratorium and we have a demand list for Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. We are prepared to talk to her. So, they said that she must apologize, have an inquiry, judicial inquiry, all that she had accepted. Her ministers must go. It must have been under discussion. But so I'm trying to draw a distinction between what began as a students' movement and the whole student movement being overtaken by the maybe Jamaat-e-Islami. Looks like it was the Jamaat-e-Islami which took control. And yesterday, after Sheikh Hasina resigned and left the country, you had visuals of these protesters. Now they're not students anymore. These are the protesters. And they were bringing down the statue of Sheikh Mujib. And they were burning his house, Dhanmondi number 32, where he lived and where he was assassinated. That house has been burnt down. And they were ransacking Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's official residence and office. So the kind of people who were doing it, they were not students. They were people, looked like from the Shibir. And so it is very worrisome to see who is in control. Yes, the Chief of Army Staff did come and he gave a press conference, but he also said that he has had a discussion with the Amir of the Jamaat-e-Islami. So he also is in touch with the Jamaat-e-Islami. Although Sheikh Hasina's government had banned the Jamaat-e-Islami, it was not her decision, it was the High Court's decision which she was acting upon. And the Jamaat-e-Islami was banned. But even the army was talking to him, and the army said that we are going to try and make an interim government, and that is what we are waiting for, to see who will be in charge. It does have global impact. Nobody likes a situation in any country, especially a country which is a democratic country, a constitutional democracy. You want everything to happen according to the constitution. You don't want this kind of sudden change and leaders being deposed and forced to leave the country and so on. So everybody wants, the global countries, everybody is watching the situation. India most of all, because Bangladesh is our neighbor. We have a 4,000-kilometer border with Bangladesh. We want this to be a peaceful neighborhood. But we have had to order curfew because we are worried about instability in Bangladesh spilling over into India. So that is why we are worried, and the global countries are also worried and watching what happened. I have met Sheikh Hasina many times when she normally comes to India. Some occasion is always there when we meet. I consider that Sheikh Hasina has been a strong nationalist. She has focused on economic development of her country, and she has worked very hard to bring that economic development. She has raised people out of poverty. They have a rate of growth which is one of the highest in South Asia or even anywhere in the world. And she had, the country had come out of least developed country status and gone into middle income country. So I think that the question of her, being interested in development of Bangladesh is very evident. Also, the Awami League is a very active force in Bangladesh. They have a grassroots cadre. But the other force, Jamaat-e-Islami, is another force. So what will happen now? Will it be an all-party government? Will it be a national unity government? The thing is to bring stability back to Bangladesh and let them to continue, let them to have prosperity and development, and the cooperation projects that India had begun there, I hope they will continue.